In this video, I'm going to explain to you all about paintbrushes. I'm going to explain the difference between them. We're going to talk about paint palettes. There are so many paintbrushes out there, and how do you know which ones to get? First, let's talk about which ones to not get for oil painting. If you see a brush like this, it's real soft and floppy. If the package says that it's for watercolor, you will not want to use this for oil painting. You just don't have much control with these brushes. They're kind of like mops and just better for watercolor painting. So stay away from watercolor brushes when you're choosing your oil painting brushes. All right, so here we have some bristle brushes, and we have soft synthetic brushes in different shapes, and I've got smaller detail brushes with the soft synthetic bristles, and then I have some other random scruffy, what I call scruffy brushes. I always keep my old brushes because you can mess up an old brush even more, and it makes them great for painting landscape textures and different things like that. So let's talk about bristle brushes. Bristle brushes are, when you feel them, they're stiff, and you're going to have more control with them, but you're going to be less likely to be able to paint soft detail. So bristle brushes are good for blocking in large areas of paint. They're good for painting loose paintings, impressionistic paintings, and so I use bristle brushes sometimes, but I prefer to use the softer synthetic brushes. So the other type of bristle is the synthetic, and these are usually pretty affordable brushes. Here's a big flat one. We'll talk about brush shapes in just a second. But the synthetic bristles come in soft white. They come in this kind of cream color, and they come in this kind of golden color. So most of the time you can spot a synthetic brush right away. Let's talk about the shapes of the brushes. So this is called a flat when you have just a rectangular end on the brush. There's two types of flat brushes. You have a bright, and it's called a bright when it's really short, flat bristles. So these are pretty rigid. There's not much give in them, and so that's referred to as a bright. The longer the bristles on the flat, okay, this brush is still pretty stiff, and so I'm going to have a little more control with the brush. The next and my most favorite type of brush is called a filbert. And so you'll see here that a filbert is flat but rounded. And so it has a curve on the end, and I love using filberts for almost everything, especially painting skin tone or hair or fur, because I can paint without forming chiseled rectangular brush strokes. So I love my filbert brushes, and I have filberts in all different sizes. The next type of brush that we have as far as the shape goes is a round brush. You can get round brushes in all different sizes, and let's see, here's a smaller round brush, and what else do we have here? This is a really tiny filbert, so you can see that you can get filbert brushes pretty small. And we also have a wedge brush. Here is a tiny wedge right here, and so it has an angled end on the bristles. Here's a larger wedge, and so this is helpful for cutting in smaller areas with a wedge. So really with paintbrushes, it's really just a matter of trying them all out and figuring out which ones you want or which ones you like to use. I also recommend always having a liner brush. Okay, so a liner brush is going to have long bristles, sometimes just a few bristles. This one is a little bit frayed, but These are good for painting details around eyes. They're good for painting hair and fur. And so it's good to have a script liner brush. That's usually what it's called on the package, is a script liner. So here's another brush, and I'm actually not sure what kind of brush this is, but you can collect all sorts of weird brushes to use when you're painting different types of textures. You can experiment with what the different brushes do. So I don't have like a list of brushes that I'm going to tell you that you need to get these brushes. It's just a matter of preference. Fan brushes, I rarely use these unless I'm painting water or hair, and so these are helpful for just a few things. Now, I will say that if you're following along with my online tutorials and lessons, we will only be painting on, say, like 11 by 14 canvases, so you don't need a whole lot of large brushes. Like this is pretty big right here. So I would just kind of get some medium-sized filberts and flats and some different sizes of round brushes and just a little mixture of little detail brushes for our painting lessons here on my website, on my online courses and YouTube channel. So we'll be keeping the paintings small so that we can finish them in reasonable amounts of time. This is handy to have. This is a little rubber squeegee, and so this is helpful if you're needing to lift some paint off of the canvas in a small area. You can dip it in the thinner and just kind of scrape the paint off of the surface. Paint palettes come in all different shapes and sizes, and here's a plastic one. I do recommend getting a metal one just because they're easier to clean, and I recommend getting a flexible one. I've never used this one before, never had much use for that. I use this one for mixing paint on my palette, and I like to use these for actually painting edges and doing little things on the painting. So it's kind of angled and you can kind of use different palette knife strokes to get some different effects on your painting. And then there's a longer one of those. So there is your overview of paintbrushes.